It was one of the most in-demand eateries in London, with a phone ringing every few minutes with someone trying to make a booking. Exclusive and quirky, The Shed at Dulwich was rated number 1 on TripAdvisor, with dozens of reviews praising its original approach. Only problem was, it wasn't real. The whole thing was faked as a practical joke to prove how easily it can be to manipulate things online. And the only time it did open, it served microwaved ready meals from Iceland. We caught up with Vice writer the Butler to find out how he pulled it off. He got the idea after making £10 a pop writing fake reviews for restaurants, and seeing it turn the fortunes around. So he decided to take things one step further. Using artfully photographed pictures of sponge bleach capsules and his foot posed to look appetizing, he created a website with meals named after moods such as lust, comfort and contemplation. To get around the issue of the address, he gave the road name and said it was appointment only. Once verified, he recruited friends to start writing the fake reviews. Each sent a list of consistency pointers to make the review seem legit, like making minor complaints that didn't detract from the overall endorsement. Woman refuses to take feet off seat and keeps foot between man's legs. It was a lot of work, but if there's one thing I will pour hours and hours into, it's a pointless joke, Uber told metro.co.uk. The Shed started as the lowest-ranked restaurant at 18,149th in London. In the end, it took 96 reviews to get to number 1 in London, a higher ranking that he was expecting, without any guests going through the door. The first 10 or 15,000 went quickly, Uber said. But I thought there was no way we'd get to number 1, he thought they'd be caught out by then, but by November they were ranked at the top without anyone suspecting. So it was time for the logical next step, making the fake restaurant real. As the restaurant rose up the rankings, it had become extremely sought after, with a burner phone Uber used to get it up, getting hundreds of requests for a table. Man caught cheating with escort when he called fiancé during sex. He had to keep making up excuses about how busy they were, which only made people try harder and ask if they could book months in advance. So some got lucky when it opened, the first and only to sample the Shed. To keep up the mystique and disguise the fact they were being taken through someone's back garden to an actual shed, he blindfolded them as he led them through to the tables. For the opening night, Uber spent £31 buying a sack of ready meals from Iceland. On the menu was minestrone cuppa soup, vegetable lasagna with edible flowers and macaroni cheese with ground truffles. He also got hold of some chickens to tell people they could pick their own to be slaughtered like a lobster. But he forgot that he had listed the restaurant as vegetarian, and when we got a chicken out, one person started crying, Uber said. He had also roped in friends to pretend to be diners having an incredible time, to try and make it seem convincing. Body bag fell out of hearse when it turned at junction. Incredibly, people actually said they had a great time at the restaurant, with one person asking if it would be easier for them to get a table next time now that they had been. Nobody left a bad review, Uber said. It would have been really funny if they had done. Despite the success, the restaurant didn't have a second night, and you won't find the listening now, as TripAdvisor removed it after he confessed. We asked Uber if he had found his true calling with this kind of thing, and he agreed, yes, I think it is wasting people's time. Generally, the only people who create fake restaurant listings are journalists in misguided attempts to test us. As there is no incentive for anyone in the real world to create a fake restaurant, it is not a problem we experience with our regular community. Therefore, this test is not a real-world example. Most fraudsters are only interested in trying to manipulate the rankings of real businesses, so naturally that is what our content specialists are focused on catching. We use state-of-the-art technology to identify suspicious review patterns based on modeling of what normal review behavior looks like. This is why the distinction between attempted fraud by a real business, as opposed to attempted fraud for a non-existent business, is important. Real businesses, whether they try to game our system or not, have a footfall of genuine customers coming through the door, and those customers contribute to the review patterns we would expect to see. Our community too can report suspicious activity to us. Again, this is much more likely to occur in real business cases, where genuine customers walk through the door. The bottom line is, if people didn't find the reviews helpful, they wouldn't keep coming back to our site. The fact that millions of UK consumers continue to do so is testament to the reliability of our review model.